We left the Buffalo Small Boat Harbor to do a little fishing and diving. We were after walleye. We had done extremely well the week before and we were hoping to get into a few fish. However, with the east wind blowing, the fishing was really slow. We had hoped to dive Seneca Shoals, but there were too many boats on site. Plan B was diving the wreck of the Richardson. The Richardson had originally sank near Waverly Shoals in December of 1909. The 1911 salvage attempt ended rather poorly and resulted in the wreck being in its present location. They were towing the Richardson into Buffalo Harbor, but it sank again. So in 1913, after several more attempts to refloat it, they decided to dynamite the wreck. It was in the main shipping channel about halfway between the departure buoy and the North Gap, and it was a hazard to navigation. So it must have been pretty spectacular by the looks of things. You can see all the twisted metal now, 100 years later, as we poke through the remains of this shipwreck. It sits in about 37 feet of water, 38 feet of water. Like I say, it is in the shipping channel and it is an unmarked wreck. A lot of the other wrecks have buoys and jugs on them, but due to its location, it can't be marked. There's a fair amount of smallmouth bass on this wreck, rock bass, a couple walleye. Looks like we should have went smallmouth bass fishing due to the number of bass we saw on the shipwreck. Yeah, there's one of my walleye buddies. As I suspected, sleeping right on the bottom. Come on, buddy. Woke him up. How about a nice copper-colored worm harness for breakfast? There is some remaining structure. It's hard to know exactly what it was, but there are some holes and things you can look into on the wreck. Often find some bass, and we're looking for a catfish, of course. I've often seen one on this wreck. Nice school of smallmouth on location here. We only wound up with 2 walleye out fishing and some sheephead and white perch. Looks like I say we should have went bass fishing, I guess. There's a catfish. You can see him on the left-hand side silhouetted. Try to bring it up a little bit more for you there. Some more tortured metal on this wreck. Conditions are about as good as you usually get here. This site always seems to be a little bit silty. Hey, good luck and good fishing.